How much of that is to keep young men and boys from becoming the other Wes Moore?
It is very personal because in many ways, part of my first entree into this, into the world of public service in that way was a book that I wrote where literally it started off in the premise is when I was announced as a Rhodes Scholar. The Baltimore Sun, which is my hometown paper, did this article about a local kid who just received this scholarship, and I was now going off to England, and despite a lot of the challenges, I mean, I had handcuffs to my wrists at 11 years old. You know, my mother didn't get her first job that gave her benefits until I was 14. But how despite all of this, I'm now going off to England on the scholarship. And around the same time, they were doing a whole series of articles about a jewelry store robbery that went wrong, and where 4 guys walked into a jewelry store and in a botched jewelry store robbery ended up murdering an off-duty police officer. And this off-duty police officer was a 13-year veteran of the Baltimore Police Force. He was a 3-time recipient of Police Officer of the Year. He was a father of 5, and he just had triplets. And the reason that he was working that day was because he needed a second job to make extra money for his family. And he was killed. And when they finally caught all 4 people, one of the people who they caught was captured and tried and convicted was a guy whose name was also Wes Moore. I reached out to him. About a month later, I got a note back from Jessup Correctional Institution from Wes Moore. And that one letter turned into dozens of letters. Those dozens of letters turned into dozens of visits. I've known Wes now for decades. But really the premise of it is how thin that line is between our life and someone else's life. And whereas I said, like, the chilling truth is that his story could have been mine. The tragedy is that my story could have been his. And how do we address that gap? That for each and every one of us, we all got people in our lives who we came up with. People who might have had the same talents or same ambitions and they're not where you are right now. And so how do we, as a society, really create better pathways for more people can actually have their ambitions meet opportunity? And that, so in many ways, the other Wes Moore was not just my introduction to society, but it also served as a real motivation for what type of society are we trying to build in the first place.
Hold up, limitless, take a stomach, can't pin in it. I fought to hear to witness it.